Hello everyone, my name is Kadek Aditya Wijaya. I'm from F class with the student number 141, and today I'm going to be answering questions that have been provided by Miss Santi in the OASA for assignment week 14. So the first question is, what is the weather usually like in your hometown? Okay, in my hometown, which is in Luwus Tabanan, the weather is usually the same in the afternoon, but in the morning and evening, you can really tell that it's much colder than in Denpasar, because in Denpasar, in the morning and evening, it's usually around like 28 to 29 Celsius, but in my hometown, it goes down all the way to 26 and 22, 27 Celsius, which is very cold for me. Okay, the second one, what's your favorite weather? I'm assuming this is between wet and dry weather. So if I have to choose between the two, I have to choose wet weather. Do you like, for the third one, do you like the weather in your hometown? I actually do like the weather in my hometown more because how hot it is in Denpasar. I prefer the weather in my hometown because it's much cooler. It's just better overall because it's much colder, so I don't sweat as much. So yeah, I like the weather in my hometown. Do you like wet weather? I do like wet weather compared to dry weather. So I do like wet weather because of the rain. Well, not really because of the rain. I like wet weather because of the gloomy clouds, I guess, because when it's about to rain and there's a lot of clouds, forming, and it's not hot. So yeah, I like wet weather because of that, because of the clouds like covering the sun, so it's not hot throughout the day. So yeah. Okay, number 5. Do you prefer wet or dry weather? In my opinion, well, I prefer wet over dry, especially because right now the weather is changing from dry to wet, coincidentally, when I'm making this video. So yeah, I like wet more because, well, it's less hot. It's also, the atmosphere is just better when it's wet weather, when the weather is wet, compared to dry weather, which is like very hot. Like you can't really go out of your house. I guess you can, but me personally, I prefer wet weather because it's much cooler and it's just better overall, in my opinion. Number 6, do you like hot and dry weather? Mm, I don't. I really don't like hot and dry weather because, well, like I said, it makes me sweaty and I hate feeling sweaty. It just makes me feel uncomfortable and you can't really go anywhere because it's so hot outside. You have to stay at home because it's so hot. I mean, you can go outside, but I prefer not to when it's hot. So yeah. What do you do in hot weather? Mm, Me, usually when it's hot weather, when the weather is hot, I usually just stay at home, like in front of my fan, because it's really hot. Well, it is hot weather, so it's really hot. Yeah, just stay at home. Yeah, just stay at home. Okay, for part 2, describe your favorite season. I don't know if this is like the season in Indonesia or like the season abroad, like spring, summer, autumn, and fall, or just wet and dry season. So I'm gonna answer both. For the season in Indonesia, okay, this is favorite season, so I'm gonna say my favorite season is probably winter, even though there's no winter season in Indonesia. But I don't know, I just like seeing snow, like the vibes of winter season is just, it looks good. I don't know because I haven't experienced it. Maybe some days, I hope. So yeah, that's why winter is my favorite season because, well, it's cold, first of all. There's snow, There's Christmas. Yeah. Okay, for part three, do you think that the weather affects people's mood? Okay. I think the weather does affect people's mood because imagine this when you're trying to go somewhere and you're in a hurry and then the weather is like gloomy or even rainy or there's a rainstorm outside and you have to cancel that plan or you can't go get to that plan, like of course you're gonna be sad and upset. So yeah, I think the weather does have an effect on people's mood because of that. Does air pollution affect the weather? I mean, this has been a topic for a very long time, where like air pollution has been creating this like green gas effect on our planet, so which makes the weather much hotter than it used to, and it makes the weather hot. So yeah, I think not think air pollution does have an effect on the weather. Number three, do you think that the weather affects people's behavior? See, I'm kind of split between yes or no because people's behavior kind of depends on their mood. If they have a good mood, then they're probably gonna behave like better. Like same with the opposite. If they have like a bad mood, they probably like don't behave very well. For example, when you're like in a good mood and you want to go out somewhere and the weather is accommodating with like the weather is nice, there's no like obstacle in the way on the way because of the weather, you're gonna be better. You're gonna be feeling happy. I I guess, and yeah, because you're happy, you're gonna feel more sociable. All right, you're just gonna feel better overall. But when the weather is bad, when you want to go somewhere and then it's raining really hard and you can't go there, you have to cancel the plan. You're gonna be sad all day. Me personally, when I'm sad, I tend to feel less sociable. Like I get annoyed very easily when there's something wrong. But when I'm feeling happy, I'm in a good mood. I feel very sociable. Like I want to talk to people, communicate, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I think in a way, yes, it does affect people's behavior because it affects people's mood. But yeah, I think it does. And for the last one, what are some other examples of bad weather in the world? Bad weather, probably like typhoon in America, but if we're talking about in Indonesia, there's like floods. What else? Floods. I think floods is like the main problem in Indonesia, right? And hot weather causing forest fire, which is a very big problem in Indonesia. So yeah, I think those two are the example that I can give, like flooding because of very heavy rain and forest fire because of the hot temperature or weather. All right, that's it for my answer for questions that have been given by Miss Santi for assignment week 14. Thank you very much.